Governor Rick Perry pointed to illegal immigrants accused of crimes here in Texas as just one of the reasons he's deploying a surge of National Guard troops to secure the Mexican border.
And while he prepares to send the National Guard, South and North Texas community is sending its own message to Washington. Kaufman County commissioners approved a resolution barring the feds from housing illegal immigrant children in their county, the way Dallas County has offered to do. Like legislation passed by other Texas communities in recent weeks, it's largely symbolic and likely holds no real power. Supreme Court rulings have repeatedly found federal law trumps local law when it comes to immigration. And at this point, the government is not looking into housing undocumented children in Kaufman County. Fox 4's Calvert Collins has more on the National Guard's plans and duties and how religious agencies are helping this surge of unaccompanied children. Calvert.
Well, Steve, Governor Perry says he's tired of lip service and empty promises waiting for Washington to secure the border. The White House says on average 150 children a day crossed into Texas in July. That's down from 350 a day in June. Perry credits increased security for the drop, but urges that more manpower through Operation Strong Safety, as it's called, is needed to deter more illegal immigrants, especially criminals.
Drug cartels, human traffickers, individual criminals are exploiting this tragedy for their own criminal opportunities.
While the unaccompanied children from Central America made headlines, Governor Perry says they only make up 20% of illegal immigrants crossing the Rio Grande. A pie chart shows the variety of crimes thousands have committed since 2008, and Perry highlighted a recent North Texas case.
Talked to the sheriff of Parker County, who had a young child molested by a four-time deportee.
Mexican national Israel Andrade is accused of breaking into a home near Springtown and molesting a 9-year-old girl. Perry claims the border crisis has already cost Texas taxpayers $500 million. Activating 1,000 National Guard troops adds $12 million a month.
We will go to the border as force multipliers for DPS.
While National Guardsmen and women can't arrest illegal immigrants, they can take them to detention centers. Their main purpose is to enhance security and visible presence on the ground and in the air to impede immigrants. This is not a new mission. Video from 2006 shows helicopters staked out along the border, then again for a week in 2007. Training for Operation Strong Safety will begin immediately, and over the next 30 days, all 1,000 troops will be mobilized and sent south.
The crisis that faces us today is not about immigration.
Many in North Texas are concentrating on the kids, recounting the horrors they've survived.
Some of them were threatened with violence themselves. Some of them had family members that were killed. Some of them saw neighbors that were killed, bodies on the street.
The Catholic Diocese of Dallas and Fort Worth will provide legal custodians to guide the children through the immigration court process until they can be reunited with family or deported.
We must do what we always have done in the history of this nation. We have cared for people who are in pain and suffering.
We still don't have a date when the 2,000 unaccompanied minors will come to North Texas, nor an idea of when Congress could vote on President Obama's $3.7 billion supplemental bill to fund more border security. Another reason that state leaders said today that Washington has failed Texas, but better pay us back. Steve?
All right, Calvin, talk about this warning the governor talks about that he gave to the White House and Washington in general about the surge that he says happened years ago, and research that they've done on why it's happening.
Well, that's right. There was actually a former Border Patrol agent led researchers from the University of Texas, El Paso to document the immigrant children issue last year. They found that an average of nearly 70 children a day were being detained, and more than 24,000 kids were processed through the Texas patrol stations. That was in 2013. The UTEP team said that the White House had little reaction to its reports and warnings.
Okay, Calvin Collins in our Dallas newsroom. Thank you. Among the Democrats responding to Governor Perry's deployment order is the party's nominee for governor, Wendy Davis. On Twitter, the state senator repeated her call for Governor Perry to immediately call an emergency session in order to secure the border and help local communities. Davis says the state needs to budget more money to help sheriff's departments and relief organizations that are dealing with the humanitarian crisis.